The sexy music isn't for you.
I love the porn music in the back.
Know. Yeah.
Bow, wow, wow.
For our listeners who can't hear our music, we have on smooth jazz.
We decided smooth jazz is the way to go when we want to talk about movies.
But you don't get to listen to it,
No.
so I'm just going to tell you that it's there.
So just know throughout our conversations that we got some smooth jazz pushing our vibes.
And if we make a joke about how sexy the music is, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, just imagine.
Okay, guys, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Since thank you, listeners, for coming back to,
after our hiatus.
Yeah, no, I mean, we might as well just get it out there.
After our 1 week hiatus.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Can you guess who was sick?
I'll give you 2 guesses.
Yeah, I got sick. I got the flu. There's not much to it other than that.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for allowing us the time off, and thank you for coming back and tuning in.
For allowing us the time off.
We
Douche
appreciate
jar.
it.
Fuck off.
He gets so salty when I call him out on being a douche.
Okay, really quick. I have a question for y'all.
Yeah.
Since we didn't record last week, the week of 420, I want to ask you guys this question now. Name your nightmare blunt rotation.
So like nightmare is in like a bad way?
Yeah.
Oh,
Celebrities.
God.
Yeah.
Would I just hate to be smoking?
Yeah.
Like be stuck in a smoking circle with?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. I was not ready for that.
I also love the flip of that question, and I think we should discuss that as well.
Okay.
But
yeah, I don't like to talk about people in a negative light, man.
I'm not saying negative. You don't even have to say why it would be a nightmare. Actually, I'm going to want to know why.
Like Owen Wilson?
Really? Okay. Each person give me 3 celebrities.
Okay.
Take time, think about it, do what you got to do.
I feel like just anybody who I would imagine would just talk way too much.
Okay.
Who would like get onto some fucking tangents about a bunch of things that I just don't agree with.
Yeah.
Like someone who's gonna sit down and like argue with me like God against science.
Oh.
Who's just like, oh my God, all right, let's go with this. Let's go like creationism versus evolution. And I'm like, dude, no fucking way am I gonna be dealing with this right now.
Okay. So, do you have a 3? Do you have like 3
No.
celebrity? Do you want to give a 3 celebrity, or are you not comfortable with it?
I don't know. No one comes to mind, and I guess I don't feel like bashing anyone in particular, but if you're like that, stay away from my dream circle.
Okay. All right.
So are we doing dream circle?
So wait,
then?
I
Hold on.
don't know what a dream circle is.
I'll give you my nightmare.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Yeah, no, I'm still on board to
Okay.
do nightmare. I
yeah.
love bashing people.
Don't let me kill the party. I'm just telling you my answer.
I totally get it. Okay. Tom Cruise,
Okay, I get it.
Yep.
Ben Shapiro,
Okay, I get it.
and Louis C.K.
Okay,
Oh,
that's a delicate subject that I don't feel like getting into.
Totally fair.
that's fair.
And like, it's not even. I mean, like, it is also because of the reason, but like, there's like another reason to it. Pete Davidson on his comedy special, he talked about Louis C.K. complaining to the head of SNL about Pete Davidson being high, like on smoking weed or whatever, and like he told the executive like, yeah, this guy is a fucking smoking weed, he's being unprofessional, and like he pointed out like, dude, people used to do coke, like,
Yeah,
like
right.
all in the dressing rooms, like what are you talking about? Like it's a little weed, whatever. And so just having that kind of energy would kill it so hard.
Oh yeah,
Totally.
But I mean, he used to smoke. Like Louis used to smoke pot.
Then I don't get why he fucking complained against.
I don't either. But maybe there's some good left in him.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my 3.
Owen Wilson.
Okay.
Just because his voice is so annoying.
Yeah.
And I just hate his nose. And I'm sorry. And I hate his hair. I just would get really bummed out being in the same room as Owen Wilson, and that would ruin my high.
That is so interesting because I feel like I'm the opposite.
I know you are.
I feel like Owen Wilson in a room smoking pot with me. Hell yeah! What up, buddy?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Wow! I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I guess maybe he would be funny, but
I would ask him so many questions about Wes Anderson.
of course you would.
Yeah.
Right.
As you do. I mean, yeah, obviously. Kim Kardashian.
Oh, fair.
Great choice.
Yeah.
Just because I don't even know anything about her. I know enough.
And that will bother her, and that would ruin the vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah. Why isn't she asking about me?
Yeah.
Oh my god, and like Phyllis from The Office.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like Phyllis from The Office would be dope to smoke with.
What?
Wait, as in the fictional character or the
Well, I guess
actress?
whatever we want to count as celebrity.
It's your game.
Yeah.
Then like Phyllis. the
Oh
character.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Phyllis would be awful.
I would love to smoke with her. She would tell me all these like weird stories about her life. I'd be like, hell yeah, Phyllis.
Dude, she actually
What?
maybe be down. She might be game. Like Phyllis has a cool side.
She does.
She gets down with the kids.
Phyllis is a baller.
I don't
She
like
has her
Phyllis.
moments.
I would hate to smoke with, if we're talking about Office characters, I would hate to smoke with,
Michael.
no, I would love to smoke with Michael.
Oh my God,
He'd be
Absolutely.
such
He
a,
would get so manic.
I know, he'd be such a goofy dude. I'd love it.
Mhm.
What's his name? Andy.
Oh, I love Andy. I think Andy would be fun to get
I
out
would
of.
hate to get high with Andy.
I think it would be fun.
I feel
think
like-
he'd be a good time.
I feel like he'd have a panic attack and not just be chill. Like, he'd be like,
Mm.
I need to go to the hospital. I'd be like, no, you don't.
No,
You need to go
don't.
to sleep.
Yeah. I also wouldn't want like Ryan.
Ryan would be terrible.
Yeah, like Ryan and Kelly. Not the vibe.
Dude, like cocaine Ryan from
Yeah.
that episode is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone who's just sitting down here and like, why don't we convert the cornfields to Wi-Fi, man?
Just tweaking.
And it's like, dude, you gotta get the fuck away from me.
No kidding.
If we're going with Office characters, Angela's top of the list.
Oh, totally.
Oh,
can't-
no. I feel like I would love to smoke with Angela.
Are
What if
you-
she's awesome?
I feel like if I smoked with Angela,
That's fair.
I would giggle a lot at like, because I imagine her like trying to like resist
Right.
the effects of the weed.
Oh yeah.
And like that would just make me laugh.
And pause for room tone. My name is Austin Swain. I'm an animator and a video production guy in local advertising. And I cast Fireball.
My name is Maddie. And oh my god, have you met Mr. Man?
Jesus.
That can be my intro. Have you met Mr. Man, sir? Have you been introduced?
I don't think I have.
Austin, would you please?
hmm
This is
Oh my
my
god.
this is my boy.
That literally reminds me of Jake from Adventure Time.
Yeah!
Cake the Cat.
Yeah. His name is Mr. Man and he's perfection. And Austin got him for me for my birthday.
I love it.
And I wanted you guys to meet because you're both very important in my life.
How did the birthday go, by the way? Good. Yeah?
Yeah, it was fun.
Could one of you describe to the audience what you're looking at?
So, audience, you're looking at a 4.5 foot long, squiggly, squaggly, jiggly, joggly, happy little guy. It's a big, long cat. He's like one of those TikTok cats. That's like the huge stuffed cat. It's like a body pillow, but it's a cat and it's got hands and it's super cute and soft. And we named him Mr. Man, and he's perfect.
Literally reminds me of like Jake stretching from Adventure Time.
Yeah, he's perfect. They should make a Jake one.
That would be great.
They
That'd be
truly,
choice.
they really should. It's perfect for it.
Mhm.
But yeah, just big, stretchy boy.
My name is Austin Arpeza. I'm an amateur filmmaker. It finally happened, guys. I finally watched it. I finally saw everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah.
And
How do you feel?
Okay, so one, I now officially have cried to 4 movies.
Oh.
Hallelujah.
Which, by the way, let me preface by saying, I don't think it's like abnormal to cry to movies. I feel like when I watch like media, I'm able to like differentiate like, reality to whatever. Like, like, oh, I know
Sure.
this is a story.
Sure.
But like whenever I get like really drawn into like an emotional scene and I start tearing up, like that's when like I'm like, oh my God, this is
Fuck yeah.
really making me feel something.
Yeah, it's a big moment.
It's a very big moment. And yeah, so like everything everywhere all at once, it made me cry. Yeah, it was great.
Fuck
Give
yeah.
us, we don't need to do any spoilers for the
Mhm.
group or
Yes.
for the audience, because Maddie and I plan to see it this week. But give us just like a little bit of flavor of like what hit you in that scene.
I think what really hit me was just kind of like they brought you to this like expansive world. Like they really like similar to like Swiss Army Man, where like they kind of just show the ugliness of like humans, like like referring to us as like pieces of shit and how insignificant we are. But like that can be beautiful and that can mean something. Like just because it doesn't matter doesn't mean it doesn't matter, you know. And I think it's just a very wholesome message that I think anyone could really take from.
Sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch it knowing that it made you feel that way.
Oh yeah,
It's very
full
good.
on.
And I think I'm gonna join you guys on Thursday to watch it
Oh, lovely.
because it's gonna be the last day. It's gonna be in theaters, in our area, and so I wanna definitely watch it for a third time.
You've watched it twice already?
Yeah.
No shit.
Damn.
That's awesome. I love that
Yeah.
about both of you guys.
Mm.
Like I'm so not the person usually who's like, I'm gonna go back and watch this movie like right away. And
Yeah.
both of you are like that.
We're crazy.
I
I've watched Jackass Forever like 7 times already, I realized.
uh,
And
wow.
is it still in the theaters?
No, not anymore.
Oh, not quite.
Yeah. Oh, and here's another announcement because of this movie. I now have a list of like my favorite directors. First, second, and third. Like I can confidently say
Mm-hmm.
who's in what area.
Sure.
Number 3, Wes Anderson.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 2, Taika Waititi. Number 1, The Daniels.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fair.
They have yet to make something I did not enjoy
Hell yeah.
and like not feel a little bit, even though they're really ridiculous in their filmmaking. That's part of the charm and that's part of what I love.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seriously really excited for them to keep creating content.
Hells yeah.
Very cool. Wow. They climbed the hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That makes perfect sense.
I can see that. Yeah, that's a good lineup for you.
Yeah.
I totally
wouldn't
see
have
that
expected anything
you.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my next tattoo is going to be a reference from that movie.
Oh, fun.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm thinking of a googly eye.
Cute.
You should.
Yeah, you
should
totally
get it
should.
so that like it actually Googles.
Oh, there we go. I can just staple one in me.
Yeah. I wonder if you could do it like with motion blur so that it looks like it's moving.
I feel like you'd be
Ooh.
able to enough, you know.
Yeah.
Just like little action lines,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like little anime action lines.
I'm debating whether to do like a googly eye or like a googly eye with a rock on it.
Okay.
But
Cool.
or a rock with googly eyes on it.
Oh,
Mm.
sure.
Yeah.
That's okay. That makes more sense. Like a pet rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hey, who do we want to shout out this week?
Let's start with recognizing the last person we shouted out.
Oh, yeah. So shout out to Josh. You really did understood the assignment. You took one of the most creative and beautiful photos I've ever seen. You did a great job.
Of not the color green.
Of not the color green.
Yeah.
So yes, it's official, guys. I'm a bad friend.
Oh, what's my favorite color?
Your favorite color is green. You like forest green.
Okay, I'll give you like 9 out of 10 for that one, but it's actually black.
Oh. Swain, your favorite color is teal?
Yeah.
Is it teal?
Yeah. I go
Okay.
between teal and purple. They're both great. But they don't. No, they do go well together. Yeah, I'll take them both.
For like an underwater
No,
theme.
you don't get 2.
Well, I have two too.
As a child, my favorite color was purple for a very long time. But like over just the last couple of years, I've been just gravitated more towards like that kind of bright like teal,
Electric blue.
turquoise blue. Yeah.
See, same scenario with me. My favorite color growing up was like red. That was just amazing color for me. Amazing color.
It treated you well.
Treated me so well.
Fantastic.
But lately I've been really like getting into like yellow and like various yellow tones. Like I'm really liking the yellow.
You
vibe.
rock the yellow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it's where like our key branding came from.
Yeah, right.
It's just how much you kill it in yellow clothes.
I guess I thought it was more like me saying, "Hey, we should throw yellow in there."
It was a bunch of things.
It was a bunch of things.
I was gonna say both of those, so I am a good friend.
Oh, really?
Maddie takes the cake.
She does. So who do we want to shout out this week?
I would like to give a shout out to another friend who has been kind of giving us comments all along the way, saying that she's been listening to it, liking it, has even come in with a few, ideas for the short film and all that. And so it's been really great to kind of get that form of support. I'd like to shout out Brianna. You know who you are, loyal listener of the show. And let's see, what's the kind of photo challenge that we'd like to give out?
So we've been doing colors lately, but I've been really I'm kind of liking the idea of send us a photo that gives you joy.
Does she have a dog?
She definitely has a dog.
She could definitely send us a picture of her dog.
How about we give her a double challenge? Maybe we continue the color theme. Tag us in a photo that not only brings you joy, that has your dog in it, and your favorite color.
Ooh.
Oh, a triple threat.
Yeah.
We're bringing out the big boys today.
And we're explicitly acting for dog pics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes the world go round.
And I mean, dog pics equal joy. So,
yeah.
That's
I mean,
true.
that's kind of
Your dog.
You could hit it with just one.
Yeah.
Especially if the dog is your favorite color.
Oh.
That's true.
All right. This challenge might be made for you. We will find out when we see the photo.
Yeah.
Yes, so just a reminder, tag us in it on Instagram or Facebook so that we can see it. And then we will look at it and be happy.
Yeah.
And do nothing else.
Since we took off a week, and so we're kind of returning to this with a little bit of a break, do you guys want to talk about like where we are right now? Like kind of at what stage we're at in the process and kind of what we've been, like what's kind of happened up to this point? Just
Yeah.
do a little recap.
We're a bunch of friends coming together to make a movie.
Yeah, and we kind of did some brainstorming and came across the storyline of a family coming together after a funeral.
In the last episode, we talked about our outline and just kind of, where point A, B, and C are. And I think we have a pretty good idea of what we want to do for this film. I mean, like, we do have a good idea of what we want to do for this film. I shouldn't pussyfoot around it.
Yeah, we know what the fuck's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're professionals.
Deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag professional.
And so now we're going a little bit more in depth, going from scene to scene, talking about like what we imagine happening within the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Where are our characters moving? What are they saying? What does this scene bring to our story?
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. And so we've always kind of said that the movie starts probably with the brother David and his new girlfriend Zoe showing up to the house where the dinner after the funeral's been held. Maddie, what do you see for this scene?
I'm still pretty attached to the idea of like opening on like a knocking shot, but like from a cool angle.
For sure.
Like a knocking shot like from above or something.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Just like something different with that, but like a pretty like all-American like couple standing at the door knocking on like the hardwood door,
What could be on the other side?
Right. I picture that as like the hard opening. And then like I kind of always picture the mom opening the door.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. I've always pictured Donnie.
But I also totally like see Donnie doing it. Like I can see a lot of different people opening the door, and I think that's something we should like nail out. But For some reason in my head, it always pops up that the mom is there.
Interesting.
With, like, a glass of wine in her hand.
Sure. Okay.
And she's just kind of like, David's here, and, like, calls it out. And then David kind of says something along the lines of, like, oh, like, good to see you too, Mom.
Yeah.
And, like, kind of, like, leads his girlfriend inside.
Yeah.
And then I basically kind of think that it just, like, opens up into the room with all the characters.
Mm.
And we, like, kind of start to, like, build into the introduction stage.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like, I picture it really, like, kind of, like, quick in the
Fast-paced.
beginning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do too. I imagine that too. Although I think I imagine the opening a little bit differently. I know we kind of talked about scrapping the idea of like them driving in the car.
Mm.
But I still vividly imagine that scene because I feel like the conversation between those two has a lot of potential to kind of set up for something later on. We could either like make the family sound more normal than what they actually are, so divert the audience expectation, or we can like foreshadow something within that conversation that something happens later on in the film.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right.
I feel like there's a lot of potential there,
Mm-hmm.
and just like setting up that our story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that too. I definitely saw that a lot more when we were calling them the main characters.
That's fair.
That's a
But
good point.
I can still see it working in our favor to like have that initial conversation.
Yeah.
Here's what I kind of picture so far, and I'm curious if you guys are still interested in a title sequence.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about a title sequence. I totally want to do a title sequence.
I am still really in love with the idea of a title sequence. I think it's kind of a lost art, and I think it's like a good chance to be fun, introduce tone, and like get some exposition across, plus give the actors like the recognition that they deserve. These kinds of things.
So would like the title sequence be of like them getting ready like individually?
So that's
where I like the style of what I feel like it can be anything.
it can be anything. What I see so far is how we've kind of talked about kind of cutting the head off of our introduction as we've talked about it so far. Like I've almost seen even like a slow motion sequence of them walking down the road towards the house, and we can have them like walking past all kinds of cars so you know that there's a gathering, and like walking up to the house so you see what kind of house it is. And if we weren't sure about having music at this part or only music and we still wanted to get some exposition out, we could use even like a phone conversation between David and Zoe as like the background track, just to like bring some exposition in as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's about where my mind's gotten to.
I picture a title sequence like small apartments, just like items around the setting.
Yeah.
Or I also could see people getting ready, like close up, like almost like wedding video, like putting on ties and like lacing shoes and, you know, stuff like that. But I feel like I don't want like the intro to be super like about this like story based. I feel like it just should like be artsy and interesting and like just be a start to the movie, you know?
I agree. I feel like the thing that's tough about this is like our time restraint, because you know we want to keep it in within like 13 minutes, whatever. We only have so much time to tell this story, and so that's where I fear that we're losing out on time to like build up our story for artsy shots. But sorry, that sounds like I'm degrading artsy shots because I want to do artsy shots too.
Yeah, it's
Right.
a balance to be found.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, no,
And
that's-
I mean, it could be like 15 seconds.
yeah.
It could be like 30 seconds.
Right.
You know, like we could always play around with how it feels timing wise, and if it's like too long, it probably is pretty easy to cut down.
Yeah.
So like we can always like, it almost feels like shooting B-roll in my head.
Yeah.
Like
much.
you probably already have this like fun shot that you got anyways.
Okay.
So like let's throw it all together and make like a fun sequence to just like show the prettiness that we're gonna do.
I could see. Sorry, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say. Remind me. We gave up on the joke of David not knowing it's a funeral, correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
Oh, I had not given up on that joke.
Oh, I had given up on it.
I thought we could
Yeah.
Consider it given up on.
Unless we can work it in still, but I feel like it just
It's so
added too
hard.
much like complication.
Okay.
That's fair.
Because it doesn't matter. That's like the one joke.
So yeah, I agree.
Fair. We can write jokes.
So I can imagine also in the beginning scene of like David and Zoe walking to the house and just having the conversation between them. Like say they had a park really far away or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, I just feel like it'd be really fun to just foreshadow something within this scene. And maybe we can do it with a title card, you know? Maybe we make some fun artsy shots and
For sure.
I don't know. Yeah.
And you know what? We probably don't have to get into the minutia of it right now either. Maybe a title sequence.
Yeah, title sequences we can add on. If
But
we want
we open with basically David and Zoe are at the house.
to. Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I also... Sorry, I really need to say this.
Yeah, please.
Actually, I'm not giving up on that because I forgot that David's whole thing was he was going to bring the girlfriend home and he didn't know that they were going to do, like, the crazy funeral that night. Otherwise, he wouldn't have brought her.
Oh, that's right.
I totally don't see any reason why we cut that joke out. I don't remember this conversation of like cutting it out.
I forgot about that detail.
I mean, Zoe's there. I think it's funny, and I don't think it has to take that long.
Yeah.
I think it can just be like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So,
yeah, no, you're right.
Okay, so if we're not giving up on that joke, let me tell you a fun way that we can hint at the funeral without saying like it's a funeral.
Yeah.
I mean, like right away. So imagine that scene I just talked about of them walking on the sidewalk, right? What if like passing by, there's like a priest or like crying people who just like left the house,
Right.
and they're just like having a conversation while like all these sad people are just like leaving,
Right.
and like when you said like you see like tons of cars, like
Yeah.
because like people were like mourning
Like
for them.
cars leaving and shit.
Yeah.
See, I think something like that could work.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really funny, and like I feel like we could make cameos that way where we're just like walking in the background.
Yeah. I like the idea. You have just like a few people, like the priest
Yeah.
and like his buddy from work or like whatever.
Yeah, and like just not thinking two things of it.
Yeah. I think I can see that.
Yeah.
I am really attached to the idea of doing like a paper craft or like crafty.
Oh yeah.
Like kidding.
Yeah.
Like a kidding style
Yeah.
intro title sequence.
Maybe not for this, but I'm
Right.
or maybe that's just like a shot or two throughout the film, like something that is somehow works in that way, like
What if that's like the flashback sequences? Like say we did flashback sequences.
yeah.
Like because they're remembering
Like little people.
they're remembering as like a kid, right? And that you just see like
Oh, see, that would be cute. Yeah.
I remember Dad always getting angry or whatever, and it just shows like
It's like Dad and he's like rah, rah, and there's like the
a little. You see the mother in the background with a little like bottle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like little stick people.
Yeah,
That'd be cute.
That would be cute.
I can see
And
something
we can
like
do
that.
arts and crafts.
I'm open to that.
I will say I've never done
Me neither.
Still motion. What's
One
it
of-
called?
Stop motion?
I've never done stop motion before.
But I
I-
think it's
I have. Oh,
Have you?
yeah. One of the first movies I ever made was Lego Man stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little webcam that I just sat on like my dad's office and I was playing with my Legos and I would like move them, take a picture, move them, take a picture, move them, take a picture.
Wow.
The when I finally brought them together though, like each picture was a second because I didn't like know how to do it, so my stop motion took fucking forever to watch.
Oh jeez. Yeah, stop motion just like makes so much sense in my brain, so I imagine that I would
for
be good
sure.
at it. But
I
I've
think it
never
would be
done
fun. I
Yeah.
think it would be fun for a flashback or something like that. It might not totally work for the title sequence, but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, let's move on.
Or it could be them walking to the house and their paper.
Okay, so let's cement the beginning. I've been thinking about the montage, not montage. What did you call it? The title
Title sequence.
sequence.
Yeah.
And I think you know what that would be a really fun way to say a lot without saying anything at all.
Mhm.
Like really using the language of cinema to kind of get our story built up.
Mhm.
And like I think it'd be fun if we had like, you know, like a montage, like scene, like say like so or not montage scene, a title sequence. Like just imagine we see like the amount of like food that the neighbors have like dropped off and given like the family, because
Right.
you know he's, you know, we could show that's like shows like how respected he was in the community.
Yeah, or
You
like
know?
all these like angel cards that have like tires on them.
Yeah, like dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can like in like the background we'll see like I imagine some shots where like the background we see like Donnie getting ready, or like
Yeah.
Mhm.
we can like foreshadow like the body or whatever.
I think we should be a little bit careful with what we do tell here, because if we are keeping the idea that David doesn't know this is a funeral, at what point does the audience find out?
You know, I feel like they can know right away.
Yeah,
like
I
the-
almost feel like it's funnier for just David not to know.
Yeah, I can imagine
So for the
that.
audience to also be laughing at David,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Get fucked, David.
So far I've seen it as funniest the other way, but maybe it is because we've been talking about him as the main character,
Yeah.
and we got to get away from that typecasting shit.
I do remember that conversation that we've had where we thought it was funnier
Right.
the other way around. But I feel like in this regard, we're not hung up too much on like David not knowing it was a funeral.
Right.
And we can just kind of like shake it off and say
Yeah.
like, all right, let's get to the crazy shit.
It's no longer the synopsis of our film.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
exactly.
Ah.
It's just a joke now.
Right, exactly.
Just like our film.
Yep. Just like our will to
well,
live.
then that does pushing past. So if the audience knows during the title sequence that this is a funeral, then that brings in another kind of fun aspect that I thought we could use during the title sequence, is when we credit like the specific actor,
Yeah.
we could like do a really close up B-roll shot of like them getting ready, or like them
Yeah.
in an environment of some kind. Like I picture like when we credit the actress who plays Carol, the mother, we see like them like fitting like a black veil into their like gray hair, or like just something kind of like that. Like it's still a very artsy kind of B-roll detail shot, but like link it to those characters to start to kind of get people in that mood.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Yeah, I
kind
just don't want any shot to be like the same like composition.
of.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah.
Because we're gonna do that with the introductions of
You know-
everybody.
Oh, yeah, not
That's
like the
fair.
introductions at all.
I can
No.
see one way to. I agree with you, by the way. I don't think they should all be the same composition unless we do it purposefully. Like, say we had like the same composition on each sibling as they're getting ready, and like, you know, it could be like them like combing their hair, or like, you know, like looking in the mirror or whatever,
Sure.
and it's just like cutting from them to them to them, because they're not our main characters, but they're the characters that we're kind of invested in. They're the ones who have been hurt, you know.
The kids.
Yeah, the kids.
Yeah.
Everyone else is kind of supporting them in a way. That's kind of how I envisioned it.
Right. I mean, and maybe we do it, maybe we don't.
The title sequencing, you're saying?
Well, like the specific shots of the characters. And I mean, I thought
exactly. Yeah, that's just minor detail. That's just me throwing out something fun.
Yeah.
We don't have to go into specifics.
For sure.
So, what do you think then? Do you think we should really work with the title sequence and kind of make that as our way to go forth?
I like the idea of doing a title sequence. I think title sequences are really fun, and I think I'm good at them. So
Yeah.
I think that would be a fun like challenge, and I think it's a great way to bring in some music
Yeah,
to this movie, because it's going to be a lot of people talking.
that's
So I
fair.
feel
Yeah.
like we need the movie to start with like something like da 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 da. Like let's be a little happy before everybody's yelling at each other
Yeah.
for the next 20 minutes, you
Yeah.
know?
Dark jazz circus.
Yeah.
I feel that. Do you guys want to discuss anything else about the title sequence or kind of that introduction?
No, I think I'm ready to move on from it. I think we had the same idea, kind of establish our story through imagery and say less and show more.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be saying a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, right on.
Agreed.
So title sequence, check.
Check.
So then we lead into David and Zoe arriving at the house. How do we want that to go?
Well, I was actually shocked by you saying that the mom answers the door. Because I've definitely always seen it as Donnie because he was the one who called. But I could see this as like a really clean introduction to the family, like kind of how you said, they knock, mom answers, Carol answers, kind of does this half-assed greeting and then just kind of floats away almost is how I saw it in my head. It's like, oh, David's here, floats off.
Yeah.
And then she could even like float back to join like a full spread of the family all like standing and looking at the door.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I picture it like very Little Miss Sunshine-y, like where they're like all just like sitting like picturesque in the room.
Yeah.
And you see everybody, like everybody's in focus and it's just like weird.
Can I throw you guys a curveball?
Yes.
Oh, can
Go
you hold on to it just
Yep.
for a second?
I got it.
I just wanted to say like the perfect reference for the family picture that I have in my head is I thought of this shot in the episode from Always Sunny in Philadelphia when Charlie gets molested. He walks into his house to like a full intervention and it's this perfect, like they bring in the gong and there's like all of the people just standing shoulder to shoulder staring at him. And I like felt this in my gut. I'm like, oh my God, that's our family.
That's
like,
fair.
look at these creeps.
Yeah.
I
So,
can't picture that.
find that
sadly,
episode
but
and
yeah.
you'll see.
Charlie gets molested.
Mhm.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Okay, let me throw you guys a curveball. You ready?
I'm ready.
Mhm.
What if Johnny opens the door? And hear me out. What if we had Zoe and David wait really like a longish time for them to get to the door, right? And like we hear David kind of complain to Zoe, like, yeah, Donnie's such a dick. You always think he's bigger than me, whatever. And like, just kind of like hype him up. And then he's like, yeah, this mother, oh, whatever. And he opens the door. And it's just Johnny.
It's
just
a scrawny little
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. And it's like, that's not Donnie. That's just
Yeah. I could see, and then you just get that like quick look from Zoe of like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like we could play a joke there.
Yeah.
That
That's
would be
fair.
a good joke. It immediately defines Johnny as not his dad.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
Very true.
And anyone could answer the door and then transition to like presenting the family pretty much.
Exactly. Oh, I can imagine them like walking in and David saying like, hey everyone, them looking and then just like looking away, like not even acknowledging
Oh yeah.
them. And then Zoe walks in, he's like, wow, tough crowd. And he's like, yeah, that's my brother Donnie. And then like, like they
Because they're all sitting eating.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
eating chips and dip or
Exactly,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's
then,
like, yo,
yeah.
give me the rundown. I'm like, okay, well, that's my brother. Da da da. That's my sister. Da, da,
Yep.
Right.
da. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that, and then we can lead right into.
hmm
And so maybe Donnie answering the door was always the easy answer.
Yeah.
Based on this, I actually think that that Carol or Johnny answering the door
Mhm.
is probably one of our funniest. Because Donnie, easy answer.
Mhm.
Nicole, we're gonna get enough of Nicole.
Yeah.
Lonnie, she's great, but like is not like it's not gonna be like a joke
Mhm.
for her to answer. So yeah, maybe we decide between.
Yeah, because with Lonnie, it would be more of like a reassurance, like, oh, okay, cool, my sister's here. That's
Yeah,
great.
Right.
yeah. She's his ally.
Yeah. I think with I honestly think Johnny, I like what you said before when you're like, yeah, it really shows that Johnny is not Donnie. Like even though they're like
Mm-hmm.
sibling or not siblings, even though they're father and son, like they're nothing alike.
Right.
And I feel like Johnny doesn't get much play. And I feel like, adding him as like the first impression we get of the family would be really funny.
Yeah. I totally agree with all of your logic
Mm.
for that, but I worry that we're going to have to describe Donnie too much on the way to the door for that to work.
I imagine not them walking on the door, but like them knocking and like waiting. And then like,
Isn't that a long time of them just like standing outside talking about Donnie though?
it doesn't have,
Maybe.
it doesn't have to be that long. I guess I see where you're coming from. I don't think it has to be that long. I think it could just be like David looking nervous, and so he's like, "It's gonna be okay." He's like, "No, you understand? My brother's a fucking dick. He's always been like da 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 da. Like I can't stand him. He always trying bigger than me, whatever." And he just kind of like going on like a little bit of a tantrum, you know.
Sure.
And then Johnny opens the door.
Okay, secondary issue. Why would she assume that was Donnie then? Anyone could have answered the door, right?
True.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, we could cue it up like that, but I definitely understand that trepidation. I didn't really think about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to shoot down your idea. I'm just throwing out, like, just like.
Definitely no. Give me the holes in my. Give me the holes in my logic.
Yeah, we're here to poke holes. Build each other up and then poke holes. Well, here's a hole. Well, here's a poke. This might influence our decision. Is how does David learn that it's Ronnie's funeral?
That's how I picture the mom being like late to his own father's funeral, and then like drunkenly like turns around with her like wine bottle.
Yeah.
And David like has that moment of turning to Zoe and being like, "That's my mom. We really don't get along very well."
And like, guess you won't be meeting my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, because then
hold on. Oh my god, that'd actually be really funny for the introduction.
Late to his own father's funeral.
Yeah, like or like when we're introducing the character in the circle, whatever. Carol and Ronnie could be last, and like yeah, we still have like the photo of like Ronnie as like a little memorial. I mean, then, he's like, "Wait, where's Dad?" And like it's just like a quiet, "He's dead."
Oh, that would be a like Emperor's New Groove moment.
Yeah.
Like doing all of this like insert stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like all of this pretty much breaking the fourth wall, and like literally in Emperor's New Groove, he pauses the DVD and steps out on stage. He's like, "Let's talk about some shit right now. Like, let me break it down for you." And then he'll notice, and then we like notice something in the cutaway, and we're like, and it brings us snapping back into reality of like, wait a second, where's Dad?
Yeah.
That could be good.
That could be good.
That's a fun style.
How we can start off each of their sequences is we start with a medium, then we get a close up whenever he talks about a specific person, and like say, you know, like he goes to Donnie. He's like he's a world class wrestler or whatever. Quick shot of Donnie, you know, in scene showing his big muscles.
Yeah.
Cut back, and we just do that for everyone, and then we get to Ronnie, and Ronnie we see a picture frame instead of like an actual person.
Right.
And that's like the cut, like, wait, where's Dad? Did that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense.
Francine,
I'm just trying to figure out if that's how long do we want to wait before he knows?
I think because it's still in the beginning, we're still like, it's just like after the intro of the characters, because I feel like that would like take him aback a bit, where like Zoe's gonna be like, oh, there's more important things than to like know everybody. Like I feel like in the beginning it's like a chill, like, oh yeah, that's that, them. And it's like, wait, where's Dad? Oh, he's dead. Boom. The tension now goes from like this was like a party to this is a funeral. This is, you know, whatever.
So it's gonna start as a party?
I mean, it's not like a
hasn't it always?
in his mind. It's like a party, or it's just like a get together.
It's a gathering.
Yeah,
Right. But yes.
that's what I'm saying. The perspective of the character.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we're having a good time too. Oh, wait, and like having like a moment after like he's dead of like just pause and like letting that like soak into the character. I think that would be really funny.
So he's gonna have a good time at first?
Well, no,
I mean, I
like,
think it's like right away.
Yeah,
is how I'm seeing it so far.
Yeah.
Is like, okay, we get there, we're coming in, and like, okay, Zoe, this is everybody, this is Zoe, it's my brother Donnie, he's a blah blah blah, it's my blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Go through all that, and then wait, where's Dad? And so it's been like, I don't know, a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just picture like the introductions for each character being too long of a time. But maybe if that's just like the very first thing we do, I mean, it feels weird to like introduce everyone right when he walks in, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. So,
But wait, wasn't that the plan?
Maybe I don't
already?
know. Yeah.
'Cause I
well,
thought
that's
that
up to us.
Yeah. Well, I thought that's what we talked about was like we introduce everyone and then we get into the conflicts.
Right.
So we know
Yes.
the players get into conflicts.
Yes, definitely true.
Where's
but
our outline?
It's right here.
What does our outline say?
The outline says that. The outline says David and Zoe arrive, and we introduce the characters,
Mhm.
and then they bicker.
Mhm.
Okay.
But
Then yeah, let's go for it.
Okay.
I do think that's funny.
I think that's pretty funny,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and we can figure out the minutia of like going from the door to the introductions.
Yeah.
At a later
Yeah,
time.
I don't really care who answers the door.
That's
It's not really
fair.
that big of a deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Like,
Have you guys seen Meet the Robinsons?
Oh yeah.
You know when he's like
oh yes.
when he's introducing the family.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine fast paced like that because they're not staying on the characters for long. It's
Yeah.
like, this is my uncle, whatever, he does this, and it's like they do their weird thing, and it's like, oh hey, cut, next one.
Yeah, it can be like one or two
That's
things.
not how I picture it.
I didn't picture that in the beginning as well. I'm just saying, like, for an example, like if we felt like it was too long,
Mhm.
Right.
we can cut like that.
True. Yeah.
Maybe
totally.
somewhere between Meet the Robinsons and like Royal Tenenbaums.
See, I was also
Yeah.
imagining Royal Tenenbaums. Yeah.
But that's like so much more in depth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
more of what I'm thinking. Like
Mhm.
more Wes Anderson-y form of introduction where it like takes you through like their life. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and
Versus
that's,
just like, hey, that's him. He does this. Hey, that's him. He does. You know.
Yeah.
I just want to get to know them a little bit more than that
Yeah.
fast-paced
Well,
style.
and we can get to know them a little bit more. Honestly, it's really depending on us, and like, I think we can dream big here, and once we get to it, and we're like, you know what, this is just too long, we can go on the chopping blocks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
And I like the idea of like getting some character depth, getting some
Mhm.
backstory, but also being like kind of snappy and cartoonish with it.
Yeah.
Like you could totally be like, Donnie, captain of the wrestling team. My dad never approved of him. Now he's a manager at a Best Buy. Beep beep. And like just like something quick.
Mhm.
Like you can still kind of tell the story, but also have like
Yeah.
snappy cinematography
Yeah,
and like lighting and colors and composition.
I agree.
Yeah, I would rather shoot more than need more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Which that's the beauty of what we're doing is I don't think we'll ever need more. Because
Hopefully.
like, I mean, that's true. I guess like, unless in terms of like telling the story properly, yeah, then we'll probably need to shoot more. But like, it's not like we have a time limit of like, oh, we need it to be this amount of time.
right.
Right.
We are at our own restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
happens after that? What happens after introductions and the dad coming out as dead?
Coming out as dead.
Hi.
I'm dead.
We know. But we still
We've known for years.
and we still love ya.
Speak for yourself. I only love the living.
So, I like that as a way to kind of announce Dad's death and finish off like our introductions with a fucking bang.
And it becomes like another joke, you know.
Oh yeah.
And like I think that's like also really important that we're writing a comedy. So whenever we can like throw in a joke, let's throw in a joke.
And it's a little bit of that like cartoonish style that
Yeah.
I'm still like trying to find in the little spots that we can.
Yeah.
Because everything can be like a grounded story, but still have like cartoonish cinematography
Yeah.
and writing. So now David's upset, just found out he's at a funeral, and that I think leads us perfectly into them kind of starting into their arguments. You know, this family's together after a long time. We've got some like interpersonal conflicts and bickerings that we can definitely explore. So this is where we talked about kind of breaking people off into pairings and kind of getting an idea of, okay, now how do these people interact and treat each other?
Okay, really quick. I think we need to establish one thing for our character. Does Zoe go along with all this? Or like does David try to like once he finds out, it's like, you know, does he go like, oh my god, it's about to get so weird? Or like, I'm sorry, my family does weird traditions, like
Sure. Yeah, because David knows.
Yes.
Wait, hang on. I think that nobody knows about the. I think we had a long discussion about whether or not anybody knows about the.
I think
Ritual.
we said it does. People do.
Oh yeah, because they like have a whole ass dinner with him.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see that. I mean, yeah, David probably warns her a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think Zoe's role through a lot of this is at least on David's side,
Yeah.
is going to be kind of a bounce board, kind of like a, oh, well, I'm here for whatever you need. So like she's going to kind of mirror David's the energy that she thinks David needs.
You know what I think would be really funny?
What?
I think it would be hilarious if like she tries to comfort him by saying like, "Oh, don't worry. Like my family also does weird things for like a funeral. Like we find out like a religion that does like something odd, or whatever, and we point that out. And it's like, oh yeah, it's not that
Yeah, like I'm Jewish. We put cloth on the mirror.
yeah,
or like
yeah.
something.
I'm not sure, so I didn't want to just say like anything like that.
Yeah, we'll do our research and probably cut that joke.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But anyways, yeah, something like that,
Sure.
and then like completely freak her the fuck out because
Sure.
it's like, oh wait, no, this is like to a weird extreme.
I like that. It's a way to like kind of slough it off and like,
Yeah.
okay, moving on. Like we don't have to spend too much time on this, but it also shows her expectations of what this night's about to be, and turns out they're wrong.
What if like this like tradition that they do is part of like their religion, like their really weird religion?
I think that's what a cult is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like what if they're like it's culty, but like they're trying to play it off as like it's like whatever.
What else could it be?
Yeah, what did you think
That's
was
fair.
going
That's
on?
fair. That's fair. I guess I was just playing it off like haha weird stuff,
Yeah.
But like no, it's like oh no, because like it's like culty. What if like in the house we have like various like pagan like symbols,
Oh, I don't want to fuck with the pagans.
or I mean okay, sorry, like just we can make our own symbol. I shouldn't say pagan. You're right, but like any like just like a weird symbol of like this like deity that they like worship
Right.
all around the house, similar to like how Christians would have like a cross, but just like this symbol.
Yeah, like pentacles.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I kind of see it almost like the Hereditary family.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yes. Oh.
Yeah, so it's like it's
Yeah.
a very like small focused cult, like so much so that
Yeah.
most of the family doesn't even know about it.
Yeah.
But we're kind of just like getting this one instinct or instance of the cult doing a thing.
But
Oh
like
my.
we don't need to mention it at all. That can just be like
That's just something
the
we know.
subtext, yeah.
Guys,
Oh, look how cute he is.
He's very excited.
and you know how like the farm that they no longer own,
Mm-hmm.
that was like the compound that the cult was like from.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
And
Yep.
it's like, yeah, they lost it from like some sort of like raid or something. Like the government shut it down. It was
Yeah.
real weird. Like just like,
like-
and just brush it off. Like it's like
Yeah.
whatever.
I was gonna say maybe they have a plaque, but they wouldn't have a plaque to commemorate a cult
Yeah.
being there. But that's a fun idea too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Oh.
that got me so excited.
We're building the lore.
We are. Oh,
But
this
yeah,
is
we
so
don't.
fun.
I don't want to mention any of this shit. I just want it to be like background.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, a
Yeah.
little decor.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
we got backstory, folks.
Amazing. I'm so excited.
Script writing's all about subtext.
Yeah, no kidding.
And butt sex.
And butt sex.
Yeah, so what if their symbol is like dick butt?
I was thinking something a little more demonic looking than that, but okay.
Evil dick butt.
Evil with like the eyes pointed down.
Yeah, oh, angry eyebrows for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, cool. So we
Yeah.
established that. So they bicker.
They bicker.
Who do we have paired off?
So we had paired off Nicole and Zoe. I think that conversation of like Zoe saying like, "Oh, don't worry, like I do weird shit too." I think that should happen. Can we submit that?
I'm for it, yeah.
What's the idea?
Where Zoe is telling David like, "Oh, don't worry, like my family does weird funerals too. We, whatever religion."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Let's
it's,
go for
yeah,
it.
sweet.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so after that, we pair them off. Nicole takes Zoe. Lonnie and Johnny get together so they can smoke some weed.
Hang on. So I've actually been unsure about this setup
Okay.
because I think we have in our pairings. You just said Nicole and Zoe and Johnny and Lonnie.
Yeah.
And then in our next setup, is it the same pairings?
No, it's Carol and David and Ronnie.
No, sorry. So next scene. What's the pairings for the next scene?
Lonnie and Johnny
Schmoken
smoking weed.
and and like Nicole showing Zoe her tits, right?
Yeah.
So that's like 2 scenes in a row where where we're exploring the same interpersonal connections. Should we mix it up?
How do you mean?
Because we have 2 scenes right there, right?
Yeah.
Bickering and appetizers.
Yeah.
Zoe and Nicole are paired up in the first scene.
Yeah.
And then in the next scene, Zoe and Nicole are paired up.
No.
What?
What?
Well, can I see the sheet?
Oh my god, what are you saying?
I'm tripping balls.
In this scene, bickering,
Yeah.
Nicole and Zoe. In this scene, appetizers, Nicole and Zoe. In this scene, bickering, Carol, or no, not Carol.
I imagine these 2 scenes going together.
But we wrote them separately.
But like they're separate like topics, but they're like still in the same pairing.
Yeah, are they happening simultaneously?
No. This is like the one before the other.
Okay.
I'm just saying, should we mix it up? Should we separate Zoe and Nicole or not? Or does Nicole just follow Zoe throughout the house?
I was thinking
I
that.
could see that.
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, because
Okay.
like, and I don't think Zoe should follow Nicole. I think Nicole should take Zoe.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Like, I think Zoe should actively try to go back to David, and like Zoe and Nicole's like, nope.
Nicole keeps
Yeah.
cornering her somewhere.
Yeah,
Right on. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I wasn't sure if, mixing it up would bring more depth or something, but I like the idea of, okay, and now everyone splits off and they're in different groups. Nope, Nicole's still got Zoe like cornered in the kitchen.
Yeah.
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 All right, cool.
I guess, but
Showing her different moles.
but I guess like, so I think we can keep those 2 the same. But you know what? I think there's validity in what you say though, and like changing it up. Like I think starting off with Carol and David, and then going from Carol and David to Donnie and David, and they kind of have like their little talk, and we get a little bit of conflict there.
I think that's what we have written down.
Okay, sorry.
No, I think that works.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I think it makes sense that David talks to Donnie now, because we should definitely get that established, because in the next scene, I'm pretty sure we talked that Donnie's basically busy preparing the body.
yes,
And that's kind of like we take that time with everyone else while he goes and does that, basically.
that's right. Okay,
So I think we have David and Donnie off the bat to establish that.
okay, yeah. We begin the bickering with David and Donnie. Donnie hates David. Donnie hates that David doesn't want to be in the family. David doesn't feel accepted by the family. Oh my gosh, this whole cult thing is like giving it more layers. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so exciting.
This is a cult thing.
Yeah,
all of a sudden it's a cult thing.
it's like a family cult thing. Oh
That's
my
a title.
god, guys,
It's a cult thing.
it's a cult thing.
Well
Oh my
done.
gosh,
Mhm.
that just
Yeah, that really does make it. So David was kind of growing up and like, yo, these people are. I don't know if these are my people. This is
Yeah.
a little goofy for me.
exactly
And he
okay.
steps out.
We should have known all along that a cult was the answer.
No kidding. Oh my god.
He's looking us right in the face the whole
Yeah.
time.
Carol thinks she dares.
Okay, so let's work on that scene.
Yeah, all right.
Let's
okay,
start with
that's
that.
right. That's right. Okay.
Okay, so Donnie and David, they match up. David's just learned that Dad's dead,
Yep.
and they got these at ends because
Mm-hmm.
Donnie. Why does Donnie hate David?
Donnie hates that David doesn't want to be part of the family.
Yeah, okay, so David's not feeling these people, but
Yeah.
Donnie's like, man, come on, back to the
Yeah.
family. We need good family pictures, and you're the right height to
See,
even us all out.
I don't think
Yeah.
it should be like that. I don't think he should be like encouraging. I think it should be more of like resentment. Like, can't believe you fucking left the family. Like, you don't understand like what it means to be, part of our whatever.
I mean, you don't know what
Is
it
he
means.
aggressive?
to be
I don't think he's
Franklin.
aggressive, but he's like passive aggressive about it.
Hmm.
Like, David will try to like break the tension with conversation, because that's just who David is. He's not an aggressive person. But Donnie, he's not aggressive. He's reactive. Like, whenever someone gives him something and he doesn't like it, he'll react to it. But he's not actively trying to like fight somebody.
Does that hurt our himbo vibe?
Mm.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
I
still
know we
see-
like loved floppy, dumb Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know if I see
I don't
that
want him
guy
to be like a musclehead.
That's fair.
like beefing out over David.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of a sudden I'm picturing John Cena and I don't like it.
Which, flavors of John Cena.
Just a dusting of John Cena.
Just a dusting of
Just-
Cena.
Yuck.
But I remember, I mean, the very first.
The very first.
The very first, when you pitched your older brother, and I feel like this was one of the biggest inspirations for like the direction that we took Donnie, was like this guy who's just obsessed with getting the perfect family picture.
Mhm.
And like I kind of keep coming back to that in my mind, and I don't know if that's like what we do or if that's just kind of his vibe. But I like that energy of like, guys, just come together. Like this is what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him more like ornery than that. Like less
Sure.
like happy. But not like intimidating or mean or aggressive.
So
at
kind
all.
of goofy, like
Yeah.
Schmidt. Like
Yeah, yes,
whenever
yes.
he like yeah.
I always picture Schmidt.
Like
Yeah.
kind of biting into him, like, I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah,
Like, you can't believe
yeah.
you left the family behind.
Yeah, like very like sassy,
Mhm.
but not like intimidating at all. Like
But I will say,
no matter what Schmidt says to you, you know you can beat him up.
that's true.
Like
That's fair.
that's what I want.
That's fair. Okay, I get that. Yeah,
A Schmidt who thinks he's John Cena.
yeah.
So Schmidt.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, they have this conversation,
Yep.
and it's kind of about David's distance with the family. We established that conflict.
Yep.
I like that. That's
Okay.
solid.
Yep.
Who else do we have written down?
Next we have Nicole Meets Zoe, and it's really weird.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yep.
I liked the direction that we went last time with basically Nicole's like, oh, don't worry, honey. Like, I know this family. Like, I was just like you at one point. Like,
Mhm.
I know these guys. You stick with me, you'll be just fine.
Mm,
But is a fucking creep about it.
yeah.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I agree. Like we're setting up like Nicole's kind of like not disbelief, but setting her up as like an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Zoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like an untrustworthy guide.
Yeah.
Through the family of the Brinkmans.
Not just
Mhm.
Zoe, but even for like the audience.
Right.
Because they're just like, huh.
Yeah.
Right. Like, okay, this lady's here.
Yeah.
So obviously weird shit's around. Is this the point that we probably pepper in a little bit of how much she wants to kill Donnie?
Yeah. Even
Solid
if-
yes.
Even if it's just like saying like, ooh, I can just strangle him or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love it if we can get like her saying something really specific. Like, ooh, I swear to God, I would just slowly bring bleach into his food and then poison him and burn his stomach slowly.
What if like the two of them look over at David and Donnie who are
Yeah.
talking, and you kind of get this moment of like the girls admiring the boys,
Yeah.
and Zoe's like, oh my gosh, I could just squeeze them, and maybe Nicole's like, yeah, or poison him.
Yeah.
Like trying to be all cutesy, but like definitely says poison him.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be funny for those two to be like whispering to each other, and there would be like a moment of silence, and for Nicole to just go like, "How many people do you think it would take to carry Donnie out of here?" Or like something like
Just something super
like
awkward.
really specific and like totally out of nowhere, and just like not even have her respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like kind of like her like taking a look at her and then just cutting away after that.
Right, her like turning to face the camera and just being like, "Oh God."
or Zoe just goes, what? Oh, who needs another drink?
Yeah.
Just like
Okay.
walks away.
So I think during this like conversation with Nicole and Zoe, I think it'd be really fun to introduce the fact that Nicole killed Ronnie.
How?
Yeah. how
Didn't
are
we
we
talk
gonna
about
do
doing
that?
a flashback where they're at like dinner and like
When
Oh,
he falls in the potatoes?
yeah.
Sure. So basically, like Zoe would just ask, so like, what happened to Ronnie?
Yeah.
And then
yeah,
Nicole can just, it was the craziest thing, and then
Yeah.
flashback to
yeah.
in the potatoes, and
I-
like that's kind of our pepper.
I can imagine. Okay, hear me out. I can imagine Nicole like whipping up like mashed potatoes and like she's saying like, "Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that Donnie wanted me to whip these up. Like this was like the last thing his father ate before it happened." And then Zoe's like, "What happened?" And then it cuts quickly. Ronnie falls into the potatoes, cuts back, and then she's like, "Last time I get the wrong plate again or whatever," and just
Yeah.
like just walks away, and then like has like and we have like hold it on Zoe, hold the frame on Zoe, and then just her realizing like, oh wait, what?
Right.
Like, what did that mean?
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
And then just leaving it there and like not saying anything else about it.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I think these little ways to just put that in without it taking too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think are perfect. So basically kind of establish Nicole as, hey, here I am to guide you. Probably
Yeah.
shouldn't trust me because I'm trying to kill my husband.
Yeah.
Is there anything we want to establish about Zoe in this interaction?
How naive she is.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah?
that. I would say just kind of like her trying to play it off as like, don't worry, like nothing can weird me out.
Yeah, she's really trying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I see that. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, so like naive and supportive.
Yeah.
And confused.
And confused.
I like that. All right, cool. Do we have anyone else listed here?
We have Carol, and it's just like Carol thinks she deserves more condolences.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm still not sold on that.
Right. I mean, I think Carol wants that in general, and I think, I mean, should we do something to establish Carol, Johnny, and Lonnie?
I think it would be really fun to just have like a small scene of like Carol and Johnny interacting and Lonnie taking Johnny away from it. Like
Sure.
we have like Lonnie doing something in the background. Carol and Johnny are having their thing, and then Lonnie takes Johnny away from the scene, and that's how that we introduce like the next set of rounds of different people.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I
You know.
can totally see that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that we would want to establish about those three before then?
It'd be really funny if we had Lonnie doing coke in the bathroom.
A
This
little
is not
drug hound.
Not what I was expecting. I don't know if I vibe with that.
I don't vibe with it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I wasn't really hoping for that or anything.
So, I mean, yeah, is there anything that we'd want to establish about those three in this scene?
Lonnie, Johnny, and Carol.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like just their addictions, maybe. Like the fact that like Lonnie and Carol are both addicted to something. Like I feel
That's
like
fair.
Lonnie's like the stoner and
Right.
Carol is like the alcoholic.
Mhm.
And they can kind of like relate but like still give each other shit for that.
So
But I don't know how to work Johnny into that.
that's fair.
So, like, basically kind of like making jabs at each other. Like, they're kind of sitting there, like, maybe, like, standing next to each other pretty quietly. And Carol goes and, like, pours herself a glass of wine. And Lonnie's like, oh, yeah, have another one, Mom. And Carol says something about, like, oh, shut
Don't
up,
you have another
little,
doobie to go
yeah, you
smoke?
little burnout. I don't know.
Yeah, or like I almost picture like the two of them standing next to each other and Carol going like, you smell like weed, and Lonnie going, you smell like booze.
Yeah.
So,
Like just argumentative.
so what if like all three of them were sitting at the table, right? We're sitting at like a counter in like the kitchen,
Yeah.
and you have Lonnie and Carol having a dialogue, and Johnny's just kind of there messing with a Rubik's Cube, right? And like just like really getting into it. Like really getting into it. And then he looks at it and he's like, done. And it's like not completed. Like that's like the end of the scene.
Oh my
Like,
god.
So like we established he's colorblind.
Oh my god.
Oh, we can't make him colorblind.
No.
Why?
We can't just take Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
That's a fun homage.
No.
It's like the exact same character.
Yeah.
Not even.
Not the exact
Not
same
even.
Not the exact same
Because
character.
he's colorblind. All colorblind have the same experience.
No, just that like
Like
he
the
is the
geek-
John
yeah.
like that guy is the Johnny Knoxville of that movie.
Yeah, but like he's not doing anything significant. He's a dweeb.
Right.
I disagree with that. I'm
Did-
on his
did-
side.
I thought we established he was a dweeb.
Johnny Knoxville Brinkman?
Yeah.
he's
Total
totally a
total
dweeb.
dweeb.
Oh, okay.
But
I
I mean
just don't think that he's like the other person we're talking about that I've since forgotten.
the kid from Little Miss Sunshine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think that's like that either. Oh wait, you agree with him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Holy fuck, you guys. We're almost there.
You can just hear the wheels turning.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we should make him colorblind.
Okay.
We could establish his I still like his little robot though.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
god. Okay, wait. Does Johnny even need to be this important?
No. That's
I
why
kind of feel like he needs to be almost nothing of a character because we already have like 6 characters, or like we already have like 4 characters that we're really focusing on.
Yeah.
And then there's like Carol and Johnny.
Yeah.
And I feel like they need to just like stay in that lane. Like I feel like the little robot thing is a little intense.
That is a little intense, I think, for me.
No more robot.
Ding!
Kill Darling.
All right, so that answers my question then.
Okay, do you guys remember in the Royal Tenenbaums, Dudley? What if Johnny was like Dudley?
Just like the special little guy who's just floating around the house.
And like his father keeps talking about how strong he is. Like he's like, oh yeah, he's gonna make the basketball team this.
You just turn
this
around
winter.
and he's like,
just like
can't figure out how to lock a door or some shit. Just doing something stupid.
And like that's how we make him like less important. It's just because he's just like
He's just so dumb.
just a little dweeb inside.
Yeah, I totally feel that. So
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fair.
And that's why that's why it'd be so funny that he's smoking pot with Lonnie. He's just like freaking out. He's like, oh my god, this is a whole nother level, man.
this dude just woke up.
What if he sees things normally and he's just like, wait, is this how you guys really sound?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we don't need to establish much about those 3. I think maybe we just get in a couple shots of them like doing a thing. We get a couple jabs. Don't need to do anything crazy. I don't think Johnny needs a line in until he ends up in the garage with Lonnie.
I will tell you guys this. He now is like Dudley in my mind until you guys tell me otherwise.
As like a character trope, I'm totally down for that. Just like the one kid that everyone is like curious about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely picture him like a little bit emo.
I
Yeah.
can imagine emo too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
Then
emo, but
yes.
with Dudley vibes.
Yeah, like less dweeb,
Yeah.
more just like pathetic.
Greasy
Twink.
boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnny
Like-
Knoxville Brinkman, pathetic greasy boy.
Like if someone said that, if he said like he'd never smoked weed in his life, no one would believe him.
Right.
'Cause, like, dude, shut up! You totally smoked weed.
Oh no, I think everyone would believe him because they're
Oh.
like, "Oh yeah, you don't do anything."
Okay.
That's
Okay.
how I see him.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like I've never smoked weed before. They're like, "Yeah, you look like you haven't gone outside before."
Yeah.
Okay.
Just sit inside listening to like, I don't know
Smooth jazz.
what's
Smooth jazz.
smooth jazz. Just put
Or
on.
Metallica.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you put on like just like AC/DC in your bedroom alone.
True.
I think
don't know.
it should be Pearl Jam. That's especially pathetic.
Oof. Yeah. That tracks.
Nobody who listens to Pearl Jam doesn't have daddy issues.
I listened to one Pearl Jam album as a kid, and I got so bored.
That's such a savage insult. Just like, I was just fucking bored.
I was also a child. I was probably like less than 13.
I mean, they're fine. They're just like sad boy. They're like sad boy rock.
and
His voice is weird.
And that's the extent of what I know of Pearl Jam, is that they bored me before I was 13. And I never gave them another chance.
Yeah. We can put on a Pearl Jam song sometime.
So, so we transition into the next scene.
Yeah.
And that kind of takes care of our first introduction to these characters. Now the status quo has been established.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a little bit. And then I think we move into.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty comfortable.
Cool. Well, what do you guys think? You want to wrap it up here?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Well, I think that just about wraps up that little segment. That's kind of the beginning of our first act.
I'm
Till
really-
the middle of our first act.
I'm starting to see it. You seen the pieces fall into place?
I'm really excited about this cult thing. All I want to do now is like look up like demonic cult stuff and see
Oh my
and
god.
see what we can take from for inspiration.
Yeah.
Like we're not saying we have to do like something specific, but like like what if something like does weird here or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not necessarily demonic. Anything that seems scary.
Anything culty.
Anything
Yeah.
culty.
It's a cult thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on the next episode, we're going to dive more into the scenes. Our next scene, we're going to get into Act 2. We're going to introduce a dead body, and there's going to be a lot of yelling. So, that'll kind of be our next segment. But I have a pretty important question for
What's the
you
question?
guys. In honor of 420, which was last weekend,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know y'all's dream smoking substance. However you would like to smoke it. It doesn't have to be a blunt. But just your dream rotation of people you would like to sit down and have a smoke sesh with.
All right. Good question.
I think I have mine.
Do
Go for
tell.
it.
Tom Cruise.
He's the best of times.
He's my best friend and my worst enemy.
So goes out to you, Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Comment on our Facebook page.
Imagine having that title.
Whether you want to hang out with me or not, I agree.
Yep.
So for smoke session, Taika Waititi, the Daniels.
Does that count as one person?
I'm gonna count as 2 because it's 2 people.
Those are the 3 people?
I'm gonna add 1 more for flavor.
Oh, I thought we were choosing 3.
And a
Okay.
4th flavorful person.
Okay, can you take like the bottom half of one and the top half of another? That would appease me.
Yes, we could do that.
Okay.
In
All
this
right.
smoke
And your
session.
third one?
And my third one would be Owen Wilson
Seriously?
because I think
Got her.
he'd be a fun time.
Oh my god, did you think of that before I said it?
I thought about it afterwards because like when you said it, I'm like, you know what? No, he would be a great time. I would love to have him in a smoke session.
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Can I change Owen Wilson?
Yeah, always. Get him out of there.
Get him out.
So my third one would be Guillermo del Toro
Ah, yeah, that's fair.
Oh, that would be fun.
because that dude is a freak and he just does what he wants. And like
Yeah.
I want to know more about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see what these people were like.
Yeah. So I guess all directors.
I
Yeah.
expected nothing less from you. Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's mine. Swain, what about yours?
My first choice, just good vibes, an interesting perspective on life, and honestly, I just love to hear him talk. Bob Ross.
Mm.
Plus, I want to touch his afro.
No one wants to hear our blunt rotation.
Shut
The train's like,
up.
stop it, nobody cares.
Been interrupted by a train 7 times.
I feel, my name is Austin Swain and I've been personally victimized by trains.
My second choice,
Okay, wait, who was your first choice?
Bob Ross.
Okay, I want to talk about that more.
Oh, okay. What's do tell? I feel like I'm
So
gonna.
he's pretty gaudy.
Yeah, that's fine.
I wonder what he would be like high.
I feel like even though he's religious, he doesn't seem like the type who judges others for their religion. You know?
No, I
Like-
don't think he would be judgy. I just think in a like stone state, he would be like very educational.
I'd be down for that.
I
for
wouldn't be like. I don't
Yeah,
want him to like.
I don't want to talk about.
I don't want him to get all preachy, but like I can totally just like the Bob Ross that I would want like to be hanging out with me on a night like that would just be like, man, look at how just absolutely fluffy the plants are here. Like I can just see a touch of sap green in there, and they're just beautiful. I love the way that the light is catching everything in this room. My
Just how
gosh.
absolutely fluffy they are.
We're just so
I love that.
yeah.
My Bob Ross, I imagine.
Yeah.
I imagine him just like kind of going in depth in the beauty of like nature, similar to what you guys were saying,
Mm-hmm.
but like make it into like something so poetic that like you can't remember the words yet you can't forget them. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like the way he speaks.
I do too.
Where are you guys picturing this session happening, by the
In
way?
a meadow with Bob Ross.
Because mine, like, this entire time, I've basically been thinking of it like that 70s show style.
Ooh.
Like, dark basement.
If I gotta choose the location, I would say a cabin in Colorado.
For sure. It's a good choice.
Yeah.
Where are you seeing?
I guess I was picturing it just like in my living room.
Oh, for sure. We all have different levels of luxury.
But
Uh,
okay, but if you could pick anywhere, if you now that you have the option, where would you go?
I think like sitting on top of a VW bus,
I respect the shit out of you.
like
Swain.
on a cliff.
That's cute, yeah.
That's pinnacle smoke circle for me.
No kidding.
Like that. Just imagine
You fucking
Yeah.
hippie.
me and Bob Ross sitting on the top of a VW.
So okay, we have Bob Ross. Is he the only one in that VW? Who else is on there?
All right, number 2 pick, because honestly, if I were to if I'm making a draft pick for my top stoners, I want to pick a fucking legend.
Oh
'Cause
my
there
god.
are just smokers out there who like, if you have the chance to be by him, you better take it. So I'm gonna take a legend, Willie Nelson.
Oh god, there's so many better people. What the fuck?
That was a very Johnny Knoxville answer of you.
Thank
Willie
you.
Nelson. Oh
We don't have
Do
to
you
spend.
like Willie Nelson?
I don't really care about most of the icons.
Oh.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I thought for
Seth
sure.
Rogen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
I mean,
two
yes,
I thought for sure.
Those are also legends, and like Cheech and Chong. But I think I just vibe most with like Willie Nelson's energy. Like the rest of those guys are great, and like if I could smoke with any one of them, I would say yes to. But I think they're also like intense and would kind of take over the room. And I think I built my circle with energies of people who very well coincide with others.
Okay, I'm gonna accept that as long as my Willie Nelson only sings "Buddy" to me the entire time.
Like I just love having a guy who's like got a guitar and is just constantly like, know the joint, know the joint.
I
Gentlemen?
respect it. I respect it.
Yeah.
You know what? My bad. I came at you way too hard.
Like
on
I
that
could
one.
see Snoop Dogg. Like I love Snoop Dogg, but I could see him taking over the crowd. I love Seth Rogen, but I could see him taking over the crowd.
You want to be the center of attention.
I absolutely want to be this. I'm building people who I think would actually have a very good conversation together.
I feel like Seth Rogen. Okay, so not to like say like you're wrong, but I would debate you on that. I feel like Seth Rogen wouldn't take over a crowd.
Seth Rogen's another great choice.
Yeah, I
He
feel-
really
I
is.
was gonna say Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Really?
Yeah.
I hear he Bodogs a joint. Bodogs, I think. I
What does
forget
that mean?
Like,
he holds it. Like he like.
oh,
well,
he'll sit on it.
Yeah,
He'll babysit it.
yeah.
What does that mean?
Like he'll have it in his hand. Like he'll take one puff, hold it for like however long, takes another puff, and just really slow with like the rotation.
Oh.
Like the rotation is going and it lands on him, and he
Oh.
holds
He
it,
savors.
Sits on it.
and he like
Oh.
lets it burn while everyone's watching it, waiting for their turn.
Yeah.
Right.
So second choice, Willie Nelson. I think he'd bring a fun energy, or like I think he'd be a good vibes. Third pick, and honestly, just because I'd love to like get in a conversation with this guy, and I think that he could talk about anything at length. Adam Savage.
Whoa, that blew me out of
Mm.
the park.
Remind me who Adam Savage is. Is he
From
From MythBusters.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That really blew me out.
Like
of
the
the park.
scientist
Yeah.
I totally thought you were gonna say Matt Mercer.
and prop master. Sure, I'd love to hang out with Matt Mercer, but I don't know. I think
Would you have
that,
him?
I mean, that's a great choice. I'm just like so blown away.
Would you
Wow.
Would you have him build you a prop before the session? Like, just imagine if he built like a gravity bong for you.
I don't care. I mean, sure. I mean, I don't want
If he's asking,
I don't want to ask him to do stuff, but I mean, yeah, if he offered, I'd probably have him make me like a cool replica sword or something.
But like, you can smoke from it, right?
I don't care. I would rather have just a sword.
But like, what if he made it so you can smoke out of it?
Oh my god.
But I don't know. That's why I built my group. It's just like a group of people who I think would be a fun conversation with,
Uh,
especially if introduced to, especially if around pot.
yeah, I totally understand that. I respect it. I'm so sorry if I came at you too
No,
hard.
you're good. I like defending my stances.
It's fair.
So Swain's picks were Bob Ross, Willie Nelson, and Adam Savage sitting on top of a Volkswagen bus
Mm-hmm.
in like the setting sun,
Yeah, hell yeah.
or in
Sounds-
like the midday.
Yeah.
I picture setting sun.
Yeah, like setting sun on a cliff, like there's a campfire down on the ground, but we're just kind of up chilling.
Your scene reminds me of something from like Steven Universe. I love it.
Hell yeah, I feel that. Maddie, who are
Um,
yours?
I decided mine would be in a hot tub, like a big hot tub on like a chalet.
Oh.
No, like a cabin, like the nice cabins like in Oregon, like in the middle of the woods, like the Cullen house.
Okay, sure.
Like
So like in the middle of the woods, on top of a nice house in a little hot tub.
yeah,
Fuck yeah, that sounds so peaceful.
with like the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that sounds nice.
And I would definitely have Mads Mikkelsen because he's just got to be like the most fun guy.
You really think so?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make it as like, oh, do you really think
No,
so?
I really
It's
like truly
yeah.
believe that he's the coolest guy.
I
What
can
do
totally
you
see
What
that.
do you imagine his vibe being like? Is he like?
I bet he's just totally calm and like funny at the right moment and like has interesting stories to tell, but doesn't like take over the room.
Yeah.
And I bet he's just like, I bet you just feel comfortable and safe around him. And I bet he's funny and
down.
yeah, and down.
He
He's
strikes me
like,
as a
hell
guy
yeah.
who's down.
Yeah.
What does down mean?
Like he's down for stuff.
Like he's down for anything. If you're like
yeah, let's go to get Taco Bell. Mads Mikkelsen would be like, fuck yeah, bitch, let's go.
I respect it.
Do you guys think I could like run down and touch that tree before I freeze my little toes off? And he
Right.
goes, I bet I could do it with you.
And he would probably streak.
You
Like,
totally straight.
yeah. So yeah,
Absolutely.
he's my guy.
Hell yeah, great first choice.
Second follow-up, another of the most amazing, coolest people. Johnny Knoxville would have to be on there.
Oh,
Even
of
though I
course.
know that he doesn't really like to smoke, or that he really likes weed, but it, like, doesn't work for him, which is so sad.
Mm-hmm.
But I would just love for it to work for him once. And
Remind me why it doesn't work for him.
he said he gets really, like, nauseous and dizzy. Oh, and he said that once it, like, totally blacked out his vision, but I think that must have been something else.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like weed.
That's happened to me before.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
Oh, so maybe. I mean,
What
yeah,
are you
just like
guys
an
smoking?
adverse effect that it just like doesn't get you high. But he like loves like the culture of weed and like like loves everything about it. He just can't smoke it, which is so sad.
I said.
So maybe you can build a dream universe where it
Where
works,
he
where it works
enjoys
for
it,
him.
yeah.
Yeah. I like that for you.
And he's just so nice. And he would have so many great stories too. And lastly, mostly because I think it would be funny to watch him squirm. Bill Hader. Because he has said in like multiple interviews that he does not like being high. So I think it would be really fun to like have like a panicky, like cute little dad Bill Hader being like, guys, I am wrecked.
Yeah,
like
no kidding.
I think that would just be the best. And then to like have Mads Mikkelsen and Johnny Knoxville beside me, like taking care of him, just sounds like
Oh my
supreme.
God.
So
Amazing.
yeah,
I love that for you.
that's the vibe.
To any listeners who can hear a paper bag rustling in the distance, our cat loves them. Hi.
They're very
And
annoying.
she just looked at me like I've interrupted her. Like I've interrupted her.
Well, you know what she's trying to tell you, right?
that we don't give her enough attention.
No, she's telling you to pause for room tone.